冷凍格闘清流刀4本抜き手2本抜き手
In the rigid, disciplined world of traditional Shotokan karate, where straight lines and raw power were often worshipped above all else, Tetsuhiko Asai emerged as a revolutionary force who dared to bend the rules of physics. While his contemporaries were building bodies of iron to smash through opponents like battering rams, Asai was studying the properties of a whip. He is remembered not merely as a great fighter of the Japan Karate Association's golden age, but as a visionary innovator who fused the linear devastation of Japanese karate with the fluid, circular adaptability of Chinese martial arts to create a style that was uniquely, terrifyingly his own.
100 ans, oui. C'est sans doute ce qu'il faudrait pour atteindre la perfection d'un geste animal.
Born in Ehime Prefecture in 1935, Asai entered the legendary and notoriously brutal JKA instructor training program after graduating from Takushoku University. This was the hell camp that produced the greatest fighters of the 20th century, a place where weakness was purged through blood and exhaustion. Despite his relatively small stature compared to giants like Don Draeger or relentless powerhouses like Masatoshi Nakayama, Asai dominated through sheer speed and technical brilliance. In 1961, he cemented his place in history by winning the Grand Championship of the JKA, taking gold in both kumite, fighting, and kata forms. In an era of heavy hitters, Asai was a phantom. Opponents often described fighting him as trying to punch smoke. He would vanish from the line of attack only to reappear instantly with a counterstrike that felt like an electric shock. What truly separated Master Asai from his peers was what happened after his competitive prime. Most masters spend their lives refining the basics they learned in their youth, but Asai sought evolution. During his time teaching in Taiwan, he began a deep study of white crane kung fu. He realized that the rigid, lockout power of traditional Shotokan had limitations, particularly as a fighter aged.
With black belts in 3 different martial arts, the jack of all trades, but the grand master of one.
He's the very best of the best, and he's produced the best students, and he's the most famous karate master in the world.
Recognized by the Japanese government as the highest-ranked karate master, he travels to 24 countries a year, passing on his experience to students and coaching special forces. At nearly 70, he's living proof age isn't a barrier to training in the discipline, and he believes having a disability isn't one either.
Aujourd'hui, c'est toujours une discipline de défense à laquelle la JKA, Japan Karate Association, a voulu rendre sa pureté. Le maître Asai Sensei Asai en japonais est l'unique ceinture noire 9e dan en vie aujourd'hui.
He began to blend the long-range linear attacks of Shotokan with the circular whipping techniques of Chinese martial arts. This synthesis birthed a new way of moving, a style where power was generated not by muscular tension, but by extreme relaxation and the snapping of joints. He developed incredibly flexible shoulder mechanics that allowed his arms to strike at impossible angles, turning his limbs into whips that could wrap around an opponent's guard to strike the vital points behind the head or back. Master Asai was not content to simply teach the standard 26 Shotokan katas. He believed that karate had to be a living, breathing entity that grew with the practitioner. Consequently, he created a vast library of new katas, the Junro and Toko series, which introduced techniques previously unseen in the JKA curriculum. These forms emphasized tenshin, body rotation, and the use of the open hand to trap and control. He taught his students that a block was never just a block. It was a strike to the attacking limb intended to break bone. His 7-joint theory of power generation revolutionized how his students understood kinetic energy, teaching them to ripple force through their ankles, knees, hips, spine, shoulders, elbows, and wrists in a singular, devastating wave. In his later years, following the tumultuous political splits of the JKA, Asai founded the Japan Karate Shoto Renmei, JKS, and the International Japan Karate Asai-ryu, IJKA. Even as his health declined and his body aged, his karate became sharper, proving his theory that technique conquers youth. He famously developed wheelchair karate, a system designed to allow the disabled or elderly to defend themselves effectively, demonstrating his belief that Budo was a path for all humanity, not just the athletic elite. Until his passing in 2006, he remained a frighteningly effective fighter. He left behind a legacy that challenges the dogma of old-school karate, proving that tradition is not about preserving the ashes of the past, but about keeping the fire of evolution burning. Master Tetsuhiko Asai remains the bridge between the hard style of the samurai and the fluid mastery of the sage.